Platonic love, myth or reality? To answer the question, is platonic love real, we must first define what platonic love actually is, and then examine it through the lens of human experience and modern science. Historical roots, from Plato's Symposium to today. Contrary to popular belief, platonic love is not merely a non-sexual relationship. The concept originates from Plato's dialogue, the Symposium, a gathering where several Greek philosophers give speeches on the nature of love. In this work, Socrates, as Plato's mouthpiece, recounts the teachings of a woman named Diotima, who describes love as a ladder, or evolutionary path. 1. Love for physical beauty. Initially, a person is attracted to the physical beauty of another. 2. Love for beauty of the soul. They then learn to love the beauty of the other person's soul and character. 3. Love for absolute beauty. Finally, love transcends the individual and becomes a love for absolute beauty, truth, and goodness. This is the highest form of love. So, in its original sense, platonic love is not a human relationship, but a philosophical and spiritual journey, in which love for an individual is merely a stepping stone to the love of wisdom and perfection. Over time, the meaning of this term shifted in popular culture. Today, it generally refers to a deep, intimate, and emotional relationship between two people, often of the opposite sex, where sexual desire or activity is absent. Is this modern form of platonic love real? The answer is a qualified but powerful yes. Let's examine the arguments for and against. Arguments in favor. Yes, it is real. 1. The vast spectrum of love. Love is not a single feeling, but a spectrum of emotions. Love for parents, friends, siblings, or a mentor are all real forms of love. Platonic love can be one of these forms, a profound, soulful friendship where emotional intimacy reaches its peak without the need for physical expression. 2. Focus on the foundation of the relationship. This type of relationship, instead of focusing on sexual attraction, which can fade over time, is built on intellectual connection, empathy, mutual respect, and emotional support. These are very solid foundations for a long-term bond. 3. Empirical evidence. Millions of people worldwide have a deeply close friendship with someone of the opposite sex that has lasted for years without its physical boundaries changing. For these individuals, the reality of this love is entirely tangible. 4. The scientific perspective. Modern psychology shows that our brain is capable of forming deep emotional bonds without activating the strong centers of sexual desire. Platonic love can be a combination of chemicals associated with friendship, like oxytocin from talking and trust, and deep supportive feelings. Arguments against. No, it is an illusion. 1. Denial of instinct. Some evolutionary psychologists and biologists argue that in close relationships between two people of the opposite sex, there is always the potential for an initial sexual spark or attraction, even if it is never acted upon. From this perspective, platonic love might be a very close friendship with a suppressed or managed attraction. 2. Emotional imbalance. Sometimes, one person in the relationship has romantic feelings but hides them, or doesn't express them for certain reasons, like fear of losing the friendship. In this case, what seems like platonic love is actually an unrequited or unfulfilled love. 3. An unstable dynamic. Critics say this type of relationship is often stable only under specific circumstances, such as forced distance, social barriers, or having other partners. And that if these barriers were removed, the nature of the relationship could change. Final conclusion: real, but with conditions. It seems that platonic love in its modern sense is a real phenomenon, but its formation and sustainability require specific conditions: transparency and healthy boundaries. Both parties must clearly and honestly agree on the nature of the relationship and its limits. Mutual consent.
The relationship is only truly platonic if both parties fully and willingly accept the lack of a sexual or romantic relationship without any coercion. Valuing deep connection. The core of this relationship must be an exceptional friendship, mutual respect, and the joy of having each other in their lives, not as a substitute or a settlement for a romantic relationship. Final thought. Perhaps it's better to think of platonic love not as a completely separate category, but as one of the complex and beautiful forms of human love. This love is real for those who have experienced it with their entire being. It is a testament to the fact that humans can form deeply spiritual and emotional bonds beyond primary instincts, precisely what Plato, albeit on a metaphysical level, sought to describe.
So, in answer to your question, yes, platonic love can be completely real, provided it has a correct definition and clear boundaries. But like any other love, it requires honesty, effort, and mutual understanding.